After 20 years in law and property, Xoliswa Daku is a CEO who her staff and colleagues would follow anywhere. Behind the stylish power dresser is a woman raised in the town of Uitenhage who learned her work ethic from her grandmother. Having spent half her life breaking new ground on building sites, she's also comfortable outdoors and roughing it.
Xoliswa, you're in an industry that is perceived to be male-dominated. How has your experience been?
For men to see you participating in this, it's always a shock, and they don't think that you are behind the company. And you always have to consistently affirm yourself and also to prove to them that you are capable of what you are doing. And that depends on the resources that you pull around yourself. And also with your background, knowing exactly what is it that you want to achieve for the future. And I've done that. I've led, and on a daily basis, I have to deal with professionals who are males and being a woman that is leading the sector.
Xoliswa wants others to follow, so she started an empowerment program training 100 women in property and construction.
Your determination is not just limited to your career. I saw that up there. You're equally determined in your personal life.
Yes, definitely. I think there comes a time in life when you realize that, you know what, when I was at varsity, I used to have this size of a body and I used to be so active. And then you get so comfortable, you have kids, and you actually don't realize that you've forgotten about yourself. And I think for me, going through this journey, it was actually depicting what I was going through as I was growing in business. Because now I've lost about 22 kgs. Wow.
Whether it's focusing on her health, her family, or her business, this is a woman of action and commitment.
From law to property development, how did it happen?
Being in the legal field, practicing different types of law, I found myself in a space whereby I was dealing with issues related to properties and got myself involved more on policy issues, especially on transformational matters and economic development. And with my involvement in such matters, I just felt that when you are a property developer, the best skills that you can have is transaction advice. You must be able to package your developments in a way that you are able to ensure that you protect your asset.
Xoliswa is developing a hotel with shops and restaurants in the Eastern Cape, where architect Tony Whitfield has seen her ability to handle delicate human relationships.
She was facing quite a vociferous community in presenting a development that we as architects had envisioned about approximately 4 years ago. And it was a mixed-use development, which obviously she saw a lot of value in, but more so when she stood up and addressed that community, that was the strength I saw in this lady. And she certainly commanded respect, just a lady of vision. She took a lot of negative comments from the community, and I just felt that here was an opportunity to support something that she was really passionate about.
This is a CEO who gets others just as excited about turning bare ground into buildings, sustainable jobs, and growth.
You have a list of accomplishments behind your name, including an MBA from UCT. Would you say that education is the key to your success?
I thought I would just end up with one degree in the legal field, but I found myself, after starting the BProc at the University of Transkei, finding myself at UCT doing the Diploma for Legal Practice. I didn't stop there. I went to Stellenbosch to do the MDP, which is the Management Development Program, and the list goes on. I did the Masters in Law, and I didn't look back. I just continued and did project management through Cranefield. As I was looking into that, I got into the business space, then I decided to do the MBA. And it's still going on because I still believe that I need to learn more about the field that I'm in, and there are various areas that I need to focus on now and zoom specifically into them.
Do you have a message for South African women who want to make a difference?
As a developer, we get involved in developments to ensure that there are profits that are achieved. But there's an element of responsible development that you need to build into it by ensuring that in areas that you are developing in, there's economic opportunities, there's job creation, and not only that, but also create sustainable communities within that. And you as a woman, when you find other women who are quite keen to get involved in the sector that you're in, always make sure that you assist them. Lift whilst you climb. That's a message that we get even in our homes. As I'm telling you, We build homes because we are growing others that are after us. Why can't you do it in your own industry?
You've been involved in many developments. Is there one that you're particularly proud of?
I think my biggest achievement where I learned most of what I'm doing today would always be the one and only, because that's where I cut my teeth in terms of the property development industry. It was a huge development, going into 1 billion, and actually working with the highest industry participants, such as Sol Kersner, learning from such wonderful, wise, intellectual property developers was quite an important element and a milestone in my life. And I continue to appreciate that.
Xoliswa's feel for tourism was honed when she headed up the Western Cape Trade Agency that promotes local and international investment. This hotel is testament to her work.
Well, the finished project looks absolutely phenomenal, but I'm sure that every project comes with its own set of challenges.
Yes, definitely. All projects have got its challenges. But one of the biggest things when you are involved in a project is time, costs. They play a very critical role because the minute you lose time, your cost escalates. And I think the one and only had those kind of challenges. But you do manage to overcome them at the end.
I believe that your children are waiting for us and they have a project of their own.
Yes, they love the one and only, specifically the kids-only area, and they love coming here to make some food, preferably pizza, of course.
Academic 10-year-old Uyanda and his creative 8-year-old sister Landa reflect different sides of their mother.
What are you guys making?
Pizza.
What's the plan for the pizza?
Probably put in some pepperoni, maybe some ham, maybe even some mince or something.
What do you love about Mommy?
I love that she always makes me laugh.
It must be hard juggling a thriving business and motherhood. How do you keep the balance?
I think it's just all about balancing how you think, how you do things, and recognizing what is around you and knowing exactly that I need to take care of their needs. I have to balance the scale, surround myself with good people that are able to support me. I couldn't do it on my own. I have to have the support team.
As if she didn't have enough on her plate raising her children and running 4 offices nationwide, Xoliswa is setting up a Girl Power Leadership Academy to mentor more young women. But first, lunch.